keep God first in my life.
Where do you come to get all your news? Washington Informer. Where do you come to get all your news? Washington Informer.
Good afternoon and welcome to a new edition of WIN TV. I'm your host, Denise Rollard Barnes, bringing you news that matters. Thank you so much for tuning in to WIN TV. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit share and invite your friends to watch the broadcast. I just did that. And if you're watching on Twitter, be sure to follow us. And if you are a TikTok user, follow us there as well. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Washington Informer TV. That's one word, Washington Informer TV. Well, I hope you picked up a copy of the Washington Informer. Where's mine? Okie dokie. Always like to show it. And so, yeah, hope you picked up a copy of this week's Washington Informer. It's available on newsstands now. And if you just like reading it online or reading your publications online, go to www.washingtoninformer.com. That's washingtoninformer.com, and you can read the Washington Informer there. Following the show, we want you to stay tuned for Bridge TV, where we'll be bringing you the media prints and what's going on DC. We're so excited about our guest today. Boy, we've got a family, Joyce, Danae, Denise, and Janiyah Grant, owners of Grant Favors. They're going to be with us. Want to know what that is? You got to stay tuned to find out. Shorty, Corleone, and Rico Anderson. Boy, we haven't seen them since June, but I know you all have been listening in to Crank Radio on Siriusxm, where they're coming back to share with us a surprise or a new product that they have out there. So we're really excited to hear about that because this is the holiday season when we do a lot of eating. And so they've got something really fun to share with us and another product that we need to support. Mother and daughter artists Nikisha and Manaya Sweetney are here with their mixed media art show that is exhibiting now here in Southeast. So we look forward to working with them. That's artists Nzinga Sadaika Terrell and Hamani Wilson will also be here to talk about programs that they're involved in. So I may have mixed a couple of people together, but at any rate, we're going to have a great show. Looking forward to talking with all of our guests today. So make sure that you stay tuned. This is the holiday season. A lot of folks are out there shopping and spending money. You know, we want you, those of us who are watching WIN TV, to make sure that we at least, you know, a percentage, if not our entire dollar, a percentage of that dollar is spent with a Black-owned business. This is a time for all of us to do well and to make sure that not only are our businesses doing well, but, you know, we hire people, we keep folks employed, and we also create great products that make great gifts for the people that are very special in our lives. So we've got all of that to talk about today. And so we want to make sure that you continue to watch the show and enjoy the kinds of programming we like to bring to you every week. We do want to pause for a minute because here a member of our Washington Informer family, Dorothy Rowley, died a few weeks ago. And we want to take a moment to remember Dorothy. Dorothy was an integral part of the Washington Informer team. She was our website writer and reporter. A great deal of the short stories that you may have seen posted on our website were prepared by Dorothy. A great journalist and, you know, just did so much to contribute to the paper. And again, there's so much we can say about Dorothy, but in some ways, she actually said them herself in helping us to understand and appreciate the value she brought to the publication. She was an award-winning, people-oriented, hardworking, conscientious, dependable, and results-oriented newspaper journalist. And those are just a few words way to describe Dorothy. But not only was she a journalist, she also participated in an actors guild, and she lived in Richmond, Virginia. And we were so looking forward to going down to see her perform at some point. And that will not happen, but Dorothy will be funeralized tomorrow in Richmond, Virginia. We send our prayers up to her family, to all of the Washington Informer, and I have to say former Afro readers, because Dorothy joined us after many years working for the Afro newspaper in Baltimore. So she was dedicated to the Black press and had a strong commitment to serving the Black community and communities that really want to support and love Black people. So we will miss Dorothy, and we hope that she will rest in heavenly peace. So before we bring on our guest, we want to hear from our broadcaster, our news broadcaster, Curtis Knowles. Okay, so Chevry, it's Chevry and I, we're sitting here trying to get it together. So I understand we have to hear from Curtis last. So we're going to go on with our guest, right? Fantastic, because I couldn't wait to do that anyway. So Grant Favors, we are so happy to bring this family team from Southeast DC. 4 generations of Black girl magic, whose belief is that, what? I'm sorry, ladies. Are we going to our guest now, Chevry?
We're going to the video for Grant Favors.
Oh, so we're not going to, we are going to our guest, but first we're going to see a short video and then we'll bring them on. Well, boy, that just put me deep into the holiday spirit. That is fantastic. Welcome, ladies, the family from Southeast DC, 4 generations of Black girl magic, whose belief is that gifts are personal and should not be mass produced. You said that right. I want to welcome Joyce, Danae, Denise, and Janiyah Grant. Thank you all for being with us today. And I don't know who's going to start talking with us, but tell us what roles do you all play with Grant Favors?
Hi, I'm Danae, and the roles that I play with Grant Favors, I do the event planning. So all the events that we go to, the pop-up shops, the mall events, I make sure that the contracts are done, whatever license need to be done, anything dealing with the events I do. Also, anything dealing with the business aspect of the business that I do as well. And I keep in contact with all the vendors, vending events, stuff like that. So I do communications, business.
Wow. Okay. You got all the business side. I skipped over the part of the generations, and I still want to talk about roles, but I don't know if I should start with the what would I say? The youngest generation or the oldest generation? So let's go to the younger person on the end. Who's that?
Hi, I'm Janiyah.
Hi, Janiyah. How are you?
I'm good.
How'd you get wrapped into this great family business?
So basically, one day we all just decided that each of us are unique, and we all could do different things. So we all put it together as a family and created Grant Favors.
And what do you do?
I'm a brand ambassador for Grant Favors. I help create videos to post on Instagram and TikTok. And I also have my own lip gloss. I make handmade lip glosses, and we put them in kids' gift baskets.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. That's cool. Okay, so who's next?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm Denise. I'm the business graphic designer. So any type of signage, posters, advertisement, I take care of. Also take care of all of our social media management. So if you've ever DM'd us or hit us up on social media, you probably talk to me. And then I also design our website, and I manage our website as well. So
wonderful. And what's the website?
It's grantfavors.com, and
okay.
Favors Faveurs.
We've got it right here. That's great. Great. Okay. And so who are we talking to next?
I'm Joyce. I am the creative specialist. I am the one who put together the baskets, who did the soft cupcakes, who who handmade the wine glasses, the Diva wine glasses.
Nice.
I do all of the putting together of all our gift ideas.
Now, whose idea was this? How did the idea originate? Who will allow you? Who will you all allow to take credit for this?
Well,
Yeah.
I would say all of us.
Yes.
Okay.
And pull me in. I'm
Yes.
just gonna say that.
Yes.
Okay.
Hired a week before the pandemic hit, and they was like, "Oh, you retired?
We need something for you
let's
to do."
go. We're gonna get started now."
Yes.
So,
And
they wrote me in.
these type of gifts and baskets, they're like we're presenting to the world. My mom has been doing for years.
Yeah.
So she's always created fun ways to give us Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, stuff like that. So why not bring that creativity as a family business?
And how long have you all been in business?
Going on 2 years now.
Okay. All right. And I know that we can find you all at Easter Market, right? That's what I've heard here in DC on Capitol Hill on Saturdays when they have the, is it Sundays too? Saturdays and Sundays?
It's Saturdays for the month, for the rest of the month of December.
Okay.
We'll
All
be
right.
at the market, but we have been so many places. We've been at Springfield Mall. We actually have a cart at Springfield Mall the whole week of Christmas. We've been at Annapolis Mall. We have been in St. Charles Mall. We have been a lot of different locations. So if you want to see what our next move, because we're always somewhere, you can always check out our Instagram because we post all our movements on Instagram.
So we're looking at holiday gift packages or gift favors for the holidays, but what's included in some of those, like the one we're looking at right now? What's included in there?
Yeah, so these are our fuzzy sock cupcakes, and it's 3 pairs of socks wrapped up to look like cupcakes and a decorated box. So a creative way to give socks for Christmas. We have like other handmade items, like this is one of our money boxes. Yeah. So this is one of our money boxes, and basically, you just pull out a roll of money, and it's supposed to be a fun way, instead of just giving somebody a gift card or giving somebody a card with money in it, you can put their name on it. So it's supposed to be a really creative and personal way to give somebody, a birthday gift.
And it's safe
any design. You have a theme. It can be created in anything as well.
Oh, so someone can special order it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And it looks like this is not only for Christmas, but it's year round.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Anniversaries, baby showers, birthday gifts. Just because I love you gifts, we get some of those as well.
And we post all of our like custom orders on our Instagram too. So even if you just like scroll through, you'll see like some thank you boxes we did with the little Nike symbol on it. So just a lot of creative things.
And a sorority, we did some wine diva glasses for a sorority.
Okay.
We did one for Delta Sigma Theta, and then we did one for Alpha Kappa Alpha.
That's fantastic. I discovered last year that sometimes it's really well, not last year. We all know that it's sometimes really difficult to find that special gifts, particularly for people. You get older, folks say, "Oh, you got everything."
Exactly.
Or for young people, when you just, they're really into electronics, and you're trying to think of something to do different than that. And so, gift boxes to me have become a great answer or respond to those difficult gifts to give. And so, what do you think is probably one of the most unique gifts besides that money box? I like that. But the most unique gift that you all came up with?
Maybe I think the most unique one was we did these mini shoe boxes. Yeah, because someone had a Sweet 16 and they wanted us to create their take home candy boxes. So we printed out a shoe box, taped it together, and put in mini candies, and then put the name of the event, the birthday girl's name, the date. So it's kind of like a keepsake for them. So
it looked like a Nike shoebox. So it looked like each kid was taking home a Nike shoebox, but it was candy, snacks, and rewards inside for each 16-year-old at the party.
Wow. Now, I mean, working as a family is a wonderful thing, but sometimes it's not. What's the big thing that you all have to do to sort of, understand, okay, this is how she is. We just have to deal with this. But, who can talk to that issue of how you get over family disagreements on where the direction that the business should be going in?
Basically, we just continue to communicate. That's the best way.
Good.
We
And
might
know your
see,
role.
we know our roles.
Yeah.
We know what we're strong in, and we know where we're weak in. My creative juices don't exist like my mom creative juices, So we definitely trust the way that she brings ideas to the table,
Yeah, we do communicate about, what we're going to do and what they think about it as well.
Right.
So that kind of helps also.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it Danae?
Yes.
Okay. Who's next to you? I'm sorry.
Denise.
On the other side.
Janaya.
Janaya. I wanted to hear from Janaya too, because your daughter, fantastic. Because I know sometimes, Janaya, the younger folks aren't always listened to. So how do you make sure that they hear what you want to do? Like you're creating your own lip gloss. How do you get the support of your mother and other family members to support what you're doing or your thoughts?
So sometimes they'll actually come to me for advice on kids and teenagers because since I'm the closest to that age, I feel like I know a little bit more about what our age like.
Yes, true.
Right.
Yeah.
And so far, I'm sure you have bat 100%. So because you're still on the team and they're still listening to you. What's going to be? You have an idea for a new product, Janaya?
Yes, talk about the new tubes that your lip glosses are
Oh
coming.
yes, I have gotten some like better tubing for lip gloss, like something that's more
Like fashion.
intriguing to a teenager's eye.
Okay.
Like I have kids ones and I have a little bit teenager ones.
Okay. All right. Well, that is that's the way it works, and I think you all are doing a great job at creating these products, but also showing how families can work together and build a business. Otherwise, have you had any former business experience before you launched your company, Grant Favors?
Well, I have a bachelor's in business management.
Okay.
So I have the education background, and our sister Denise has her master's in graphic design. So we definitely have the education background to back up whatever we need to do. And I've helped other businesses as well. That's
So
not.
Did you have you going to add something?
No.
No. Okay. I was going to say, this sounds like a business that was made in heaven because you all picked the right, areas to specialize in. You come together, you recognize and appreciate each other's talents. And so, gosh, there's nothing in the stars right now but success.
Yeah.
So I wish you all the best.
Yes.
Where are you going to be this weekend?
Yeah.
Where will you be this weekend?
This weekend will be Easter Market.
Yep, we'll be at Easter Market this weekend, Saturday.
And when will you be there? What are the hours that you'll be there?
9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Great. Fantastic.
And starting
All
next
right.
Friday, we'll be at Springfield Mall.
Yeah, we'll be at Springfield and Easter Market next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like you said, anybody that wants to know more about where you are and how to get your products, we're going to post the website up one more time. And of course, your Instagram address so that we can make sure that folks, and the phone number, fantastic. Hopefully you will get a phone call as soon as we say goodbye. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We want you all to call and order the products, and we will hopefully you will have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. Oh, speaking of Kwanzaa, do you do anything for Kwanzaa?
We haven't received any requests for Kwanzaa yet.
Okay, all right. It's still early.
Yeah.
But you can create something for that.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
We appreciate it, and have a happy and prosperous holiday.
You too.
All righty. Thank you. So next, wow, Shorty, Corleone, and Rico Anderson. Boy, it's good to have them back again from Crank Radio and on Siriusxm Radio. Are they with us, Chevry? Okay, I keep forgetting.
Finger licking and you know them just be hitting. I'm just sauced up from beginning, never ending. It's the go-go mumbo out to get us in some trouble. Them spicy cheese puffs, it ain't getting no better. You know I want it, I need it. Them cream chips got me fiending. Vegan, cheddar, my mouth is getting wetter. Caliente, baby, and it's oh so savory. And the D.C, them cream chips, be tasting.
Nothing like a crunch when you stacking on that crank chip. Stacking on that crank chip. Stacking on that crank chip. Ain't nothing like a crunch when you stacking on that crank chip. When you stacking on that crank chip. When you stacking on that crank chip. Caliente and go-go mambo. Spicy cheese puffs and vegan cheddar. But caliente and go-go mambo. Spicy cheese puffs and vegan cheddar. But it ain't nothing like a crunch when you stacking on that crank chip. When you stacking on that crank chip. When you stacking on that crank chip. Ain't nothing like a crunch when you stacking on them crank chip. When you stacking on them crank chip.
Oh, I love it. I love it. My mouth is watering. I'm trying to crank a little bit, enjoying it. Boy, how did you all come up? Well, first of all, welcome. Welcome to Win TV, both of you all. How are you doing? Can you hear me? Oh, gosh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Are you all still muted, or are you? Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to come right back. Seems that we're having some technical difficulties. And so we'll be back with Shorty, Corleone, and Rico Anderson to talk about those crank chips in just a minute. But right now, we're going to go to Curtis and get that news update.
This is Win TV News, bringing you the news that matters. With the ongoing predominance of the coronavirus, the United States is stepping up its efforts to help out. The U.S. will be investing $400 million into a new program to help foreign countries get vaccines to their citizens quickly. Officials at the U.S. Agency for International Development, or the USAID, have dubbed the program the Initiative for Global Vaccine Access, or Global Vax. This initiative will expand assistance and enhance international coordination to identify and rapidly overcome vaccine access barriers and save lives now, says USAID Administrator Samantha Power. The Maryland General Assembly began its special session on Monday. The Senate convened for more than 90 minutes to override more than a dozen bills Governor Larry Hogan vetoed earlier this year. One such bill included legislation eliminating the governor's ability to block the State Parole Commission from granting parole to inmates serving life sentences. This bill must still receive approval in the House. The special sessions may convene the entire week as lawmakers still choose a new congressional map for 8 of the state districts, as well as electing a new state treasurer. The D.C. Council has voted to require all students authorized by the FDA to get coronavirus vaccinations by March 31st. The measure passed Tuesday 11-1. Should Mayor Bowser sign the bill, the district will join California as the only state-level jurisdictions requiring school children to be vaccinated. The legislation also applies to all students and employees of licensed child development facilities in the city. The U.S. is taking a strong stance against Russia as the country is escalating its military presence on the border of the Ukraine. In a video call on Tuesday, Russian President Vladimir Putin has told Biden that Ukraine's bid to join NATO must be denied in return for assurances that Russian troops will not carry out an attack. NATO is one of the world's most powerful military alliances, which would make Russia's goal of obtaining the Ukraine more difficult. Biden and Western allies have warned Moscow that an invasion of Russia's ex-Soviet neighbor will trigger economic and political countermeasures.
This is Curtis Knowles with Win TV News.
Thank you so much, Curtis. And we're going to try this one more time because, my mouth, as I said, is still watering. I feel like I need some crank chips right now. And I have to tell you guys, I love potato chips. I really do. That's my big weakness. I am a plain girl though, but I mean, I would be willing to try some of the ones, some of the flavors you all have come up with, and to do a little whatever with it. But this is fantastic. Thank you. Welcome back to Win TV. And gosh, how did you come up with these crank chips?
Thanks for having us. We wanted to celebrate the culture of Washington, D.C. and go-go music simultaneously with the first grab-and-go product in the history of snack brands in the District of Columbia. And so we had this idea about crank chips and got some amazing flavors. And we've been doing tastings for the last 6 months, preparing for the top of the year. And it's been a big hit with everybody.
Why? I mean, but I understand and I appreciate, all of us DC folks appreciate the fact when anybody does anything, especially you all, to put us on the map, right? Because people, think we're all a city of politicians or whatever, but we're much more than that. You all are always helping to sell DC in a bigger way. But why chips?
Why chips? You can't have a function without some chips. You can't have a party. You can't have a get together. On the list, the grocery list, there is a section on there that has snacks, and on that snack section, number one is potato chips. So, we had to get in the game and represent our culture in our city with the sound of the city and the flavor of the city. One of the flavor profiles is Go Mambo. It's incredible. You got to try it. Can't wait for you to get you some.
I can't either. Now, I mean, can we buy them at the stores now? Are they available yet?
Well, right now you can pre-order from the website, PotomacFoodsandBeverages.com. We are looking to be in the stores at the top of the year. But there'll be a whole big marketing campaign, and folks will know it because it'll be the talk of the town. Washington, D.C., the DMV has its very own snack brand, crank chips.
And so you mentioned one. What are some of the other flavors you have?
Go Mumbo.
Spicy cheese puff.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we have
Caliente.
Ooh, Caliente. For everybody that like it spicy, we got the spicy for you, Caliente. Yes, and we also have vegan. We have a vegan flavor profile. It's the Capital Kids Vegan Cheddar Puffs.
Wonderful. And, the graphics, the packaging, everybody has these ideas about products that they want to create. And it takes a little bit of work. I mean, you all just didn't wake up one morning and say, we want to do some chips. I mean, you had what went into that decision? What were you thinking when you first decided to do this?
A lot of research and development, a lot of calls with large manufacturers, conferences, flavor profile testings to make sure we get it right. All of this has been a 3-year rollout. Going back to the drawing board, having tastings that got us up to this part, getting distribution, aligning partnerships, and also aligning where the chips are going to live, and make sure that it still represents our culture and not putting something out that doesn't match what we're selling. So yeah, it took about 3 years. There are some interesting stories dealing with some of the larger manufacturer companies. We've been able to weather a lot of storms, and
share
we're
one
looking
of them
forward
with
to the
us.
top of the year where the world and the District of Columbia can get their hands on some crank chips.
So what kind of interesting stories, Rico, what's happened? Because, you always get faced with adversity, and you all have overcome that. But share something with us that you all may have encountered in this process.
Well, one of the things is being entertained by one of the largest potato chip manufacturers in the game. And I can't say the name, but however, after being entertained for 3 months and, that business courtship and the CEO signing off on everything, and you're thinking this is going to be the partnership that's going to, get you in the stores, etc. And after that, they decided not to move forward, which was a blessing in disguise. And then you in the store that you normally don't frequent the shop, and you see all your ideas on the shelf. So that was a serious take a step back, kind of thing. But you have to know how to play chess in this business. We're the new fish in this big giant ocean. So, know how to pick our battles. And by the grace of God, we were able to land another deal with another company that had more hands-on with the research and development process with us. So the team is very excited with our new partnership. And, we are getting so much more than what we were going to get with this other, with this large manufacturer. So it's part of the learning process. It's part of the growing process with the business. And, with our stick-to-itness, we're here.
That is one of the lessons of business. I'm sure you already knew because, you both of you all, have your radio show on HUR Voices. You've been very successful with that. And I know everything has not been all, roses for you all as you try to, sort of grow your brand and especially go-go. I mean, we in DC love it, but once you cross that border, sometimes people don't get it. And I don't know, did that have anything to do with, the reception to the product?
Yes, we wanted to find different ways to expand the sound, to expand the culture. And what better way to do it than a snack brand, than a grab and go product. And on the back of the bag, it'll have, information about go-go, different acts and new music. There'll be a QR code that'll take you right to the page of hearing unreleased music from the company. So we're constantly trying to move the culture forward with creative ideas to support sustainability and to support go-go music.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, I mean, we've gone from radio show, I may have missed something in there, but radio show to chips. If I've missed something, tell me what that is. And if there's something next, tell me what that is.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much will be coming with merch for the Crank brand.
Okay.
And we got a few more endeavors, musical endeavors that we're both doing. As well as with the Capital Kids as well. We have some they're endorsing the Crank Chips brand. That's kind of like the introduction to them. And then from there, we have, some other ideas and other things that we'll be doing with them as well to expand that brand too.
I know no offense about people who have come up with these projects, but other projects. But I think about the fact that, nonprofit organizations all across the city now are selling popcorn, right, as fundraisers. But, and it seems to be working for them. But wouldn't it be nice if they could sell Crank Chips as a fundraiser? Just throwing that
Absolutely.
out there.
Absolutely. In the schools, we can, I think there's room right alongside of those katydids and those peanuts that they've sold for years. We can sell some Crank Chips and raise some funds for the schools and the kids.
Right.
That would be a great opportunity for Crank Chips. And can I give a shout out to the Lockridge Foundation? They allowed us to be one of the sponsors for that amazing event they had over at the Arc. And they're doing some amazing work, and hopefully, you'll see more Crank Chips with their upcoming events.
Well, fantastic, because Wanda Lockridge actually happens to be listening in right now and putting some notes here in the chat, talking about Go-Go Mumbo and can't wait, till it's here. So, and quite honestly, she told me about this a while back and said, y'all, Denise, you got to get them on Win TV. And I'm like, okay. So Sherry made it happen. You all made it happen. And so, we got a couple, I'm on the Avenue. So I'm looking to be able to go next door to MLK Deli or someplace like that to get my chips. I'm going to break my chip habit and not break my habit, because I had sworn off chips actually for a while. Now you're giving me a reason to come back. So looking forward to getting them right here in the neighborhood. That'll be great.
Awesome.
And do
Yes,
you
and
think we'll be able to?
this product is birthed out in the South Side, out
All
of
right.
Southeast Washington D.C. So we couldn't leave the show without making some acknowledgement of Southeast.
Isn't that great? Because to have you all, and then have the generation before who've come up with the favors, the gifts, all out of Southeast. We got a lot to be proud of over here, and you need to talk about what we do more often. So thank you, Rico, for that.
Absolutely.
Well, I wish you all the best. I really do. I'm looking forward to it right after the first of the year. And, anything we can do to continue to support, we're right here for you. So reach out.
Yes.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and have a great holiday.
Happy holidays to you.
Okie doke. Bye-bye. Thanks. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Chevry. And thank you for all of you all, particularly Shorty, Corleone, and Rico Anderson, for bringing us this new product that's about to will be on the stand sometime soon, right after the holidays. And we certainly do want to support and enjoy. And it looks like it's a conscious product, right? Because not only are they selling or promoting Go-Go, they're promoting DC, but they're also seems to be, even with the vegan product and some others, they're also promoting health in a way. And so, we definitely want to make sure that when those chips go on sale, that they can't keep them on the shelves. We want to make sure that we're responsible for their success. So that is so great. Next, we're going to talk to Sadeka Nzinga Terrell, and a mixed media artist and designer from Denver, Colorado, and a Hampton University graduate who majored in journalism. I used to go to Hampton a long time ago. Long time ago. But thank you so much for joining us here.
Hello, good to see you again.
Yeah. So you got a new exhibit. Talk to us about what you're doing.
Yes, I am. I just opened my solo debut, which I'm really proud of. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to Miss V from Culture Coffee, because she also offers a lot of amazing art opportunities, and I've shown some work there. But this is my first full-fledged gallery show.
So when we give a shout out to Miss V at Culture Coffee, let's tell folks what Culture Coffee is.
So Culture Coffee 2 is off of Riggs Road, across from the Fort Totten station. It is owned by an amazing sister in this community, and she is a really amazing worker in the arts. And so make sure you support her. She's awesome. And she has a little shop that has local people's goods in it as well. So she really gives back to the community, and I appreciate her.
Wonderful. So we'll see some crank chips there at some point.
Absolutely. I might need the crank chips at my closing.
Okay. All right. Well, reach out. The information's there. But so where are you exhibiting?
So this exhibit is at the Art of Noise, which is a gallery that's in Petsworth off of 9th and Upshur. And it's an amazing Black-owned, family-run gallery, which is really important to me. So I wanted my solo debut to be at a gallery where the money that people spend buying my work is also going to go back into keeping these type of institutions open, because that is important for us in this visual arts community to support our own.
So Sadeka, how would you? We can see some of the art in the background, but describe your art or your medium. Describe, what you do as an artist and what kind of artist you are.
I'm considered a mixed media artist, and so I do portraiture and collage work. So a lot of painted portraits of people in everyday moments. And so like there's a piece behind me of my husband just sitting on the couch. I'm really into like Afro Bohemian decor and exploring how we as a culture express in our spaces and in our homes and our safe places. And so I use a lot of paper, hand-dyed paper, decorative paper, fabrics, a lot of different things to create these scenes. And, so I'm really, really proud of the work.
It's interesting because when I think of, you went to Hampton, you got a degree in journalism, and journalists are storytellers. That's what we love to do as our profession, is to tell stories. And you have been able to transfer that storytelling to art. So clearly that was already there. And so when did you first realize, and I know I've probably asked you this before, but when did you first realize, that you had this artistic gift?
So I always laugh and tell people that I have been an artist my whole life. I remember being in second grade and getting in trouble for taking people's lunch money to color them earrings every day to match their outfits. I was always like, I could always sell things and I could always color things and draw things. And so I think that as I got older, it was funny because I got this journalism degree. I'm working at the newspaper. Completely burned out because reporting news is a very difficult job and it's a very draining job. And, I was young. And so I left there and I got this job. I started an arts festival. And because I've always loved art and I was secretly kind of painting, but somebody didn't show up and I needed to fill their space. And so I stacked my work up in that space. And people were like, this is pretty good. And I was like, and I, at that time, had never necessarily thought about I think all artists, we dream of what if my art was in a museum, but that didn't really seem realistic for me at the time. I had never taken an art class, I'm completely self-taught. But I went to visit in Denver. They had the Sankofa Art Collective. This was 25 years ago. And, they would do a review, a critique of your work and let some people in. And so they critiqued it and they were like, this is actually not very good, but I see the potential. And the elders let me in. And I just sat at the feet of amazing elder artists and took in and learned and listened to the suggestions that they made. And I think that from that experience, I found how to tell, as you were saying about storytelling, how to tell my story and how to be confident in the way that I create, because I'm not a photorealistic artist. I'm not striving to be. And so, I think that's a big part of this is the way that my work comes out. And this is who it is.
It's fantastic. And I know that you're about to have an exhibit. You're also going to do an artist talk. Can you give us some details about that?
Yes, so the artist talk will be tomorrow from 2 to 4. And I have a fellow artist who is going to be conducting the interview. He's done the last, I think, 3 or 4 artist talks with the Art of Noise. So I'm really excited to get to talk to another artist. And so, so that's the artist talk. And then we have a closing reception on the 31st from 3 to 5. We just had our opening last week. We've sold 6 pieces. I'm so honored, and just the support has been overwhelming.
That is fantastic. I feel excited for you, and hope that I can get through there before the 31st or on the 31st. That would be great. So this is truly, truly exciting. And so beyond this, are there places where people can actually see and I'm glad you're letting us know that we can purchase your art. You're not just doing this for show.
Oh no,
you're doing this for sale. So where else can people see and purchase your art?
So all of the work from this exhibition is available for view and for purchase on the Art of Noise website, which is artofnoise, NOIZE.DMV.com. You can also check out my website, TerrellArtsDC.com, and request a price list. And there's also a virtual gallery of some of myself and my husband's work, so you can see what the work looks like on the wall, and there's pricing and whatnot available there as well. And then I'm about to go on this huge tour of solos. And so next month I'll be in Milwaukee doing a solo. I have a duo show in Pennsylvania. And then I have another show in Pennsylvania following that. And then I'll be at VisArts and then the Virginia Art Factory later towards the summer. So I've got a lot of things coming up and opportunities to support. And I also do other work with different organizations. So I'm, currently vice president of Black Artists of DC. So we have our shows and our events coming up to help highlight other Black artists in the district. I'm also, when we're done talking, headed over to the Friendship Heights Gallery. I am judging and reviewing their upcoming exhibitions. And so I'm really excited to be participating in art from a number of different positions at this point. I'm also on a panel talking about art and business in the district at Culture House on Saturday.
Nice. Okay. And what time is that?
That is at 7. So the panel is
Okay.
from 7 to 8, and then there's like an after party event for the Love of DC. The show that's out now is having their closing event around, and so there'll be 25 other artists who their work will be on display. I'm just popping up for the panel because I'm busy and have to go do something
Well,
else.
you are extremely busy, and not only you're an artist, you're an art activist, and we need that, particularly in our community, because I mean we're getting ready to interview a mother and daughter artist team, and so you know everybody needs folks to kind of tap into it and know that there's a community out there and people like yourself who are really trying to advocate for artists, and particularly local artists, as I said before with you know our earlier guests. You know, Shorty, Corleone, and Rico, that, you know, DC is not always recognized for anything other than those politicians that are on the Hill and not even locally. So when it comes to art, we've got a very, very strong, active art scene. So glad you're a part of it and that you're helping to connect artists to, you know, what's happening here. So we, on behalf of the residents of the district, I want to say thank you to you.
Thank you. It's important.
Yeah.
It really
Yes.
comes down to us and us valuing our scene and valuing each other and recognizing that, you know, like it took a lot of work for me to get to the point that I am now. And it is my responsibility to pull other people up. When I'm successful, we should all be successful.
Got that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so we wish you, you know, sort of the best, not sort of the best. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Look forward to talking to you again sometime soon. And
please check the comments because the gallery owner, he posted a link in the comments to the gallery, the Art of Noise DMV.
Great. Yep. See it there. Okay. Thank you so much, Sadeka. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All righty. So, yes, mother-daughter artists. We want to make sure that we talk to Nikisha and Manaya Sweetney. Gosh, I mean, these teams, we had mother and daughter early on. Now we got mother and daughter now. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hey, Denise.
Good to see you. How are you? I mean, Manaya, gosh, we've watched you grow, and now you and your mom are connected and doing art. Tell us, and I'll start with you, Nikisha. Talk about, you know, what you all are doing in this exhibit that you're participating in that's being sponsored over here again in Southeast at the Far Southeast Family Strengthening Collective. Actually, you know, what they're doing, Art on the Rise. Talk about that and how you all actually got involved.
Well, I was working at Far Southeast on their COVID ambassador team, and I just happened to show some of my artwork and Manaya's artwork to some of the employees, Rajay and Miss Bookard and Dion, and one day they just came and said, we're gonna put on an art show.
And is it featuring just your art, Manaya, or I mean, you and your mom's art, or is it what's happening with the art show?
It's me and my mom's art and a couple other artists.
Okay. And is this your first time exhibiting?
Actually, no. I had the opportunity a couple times over the years from Even and Richard Wright to put my work in a couple of places. The Eleanor Holmes Newton Art Show, the Cherry Blossom Festival. It was, what was that? I think it was what was it? It was another one that the governor from Georgia, she had a talk here in DC sometime last year in 2019 in my senior year, and they had some of our students exhibit their artwork on the wall in the talk area in their lunch cafeteria.
Fantastic. So describe your art for us, Nikisha and Manaya. Do you all produce pieces jointly or separately? And what is it, you know, what is your art form, and describe your art? Nikita, I'll start with you.
Well, we do them separately because I do abstract art and Manaya is more of a visual artist. And with abstract, I just enjoy it because you don't have to explain it. It doesn't have to have a meaning. It doesn't have to have, coordination. It just is an expression of how you feel at the moment, or, the colors, the shapes. It's just, to me, it's just an expression of who you are. You can be all over the place. It's just, it doesn't have to have a meaning.
And are you using, what mediums are you using for yours, Nikisha?
Well, I use a lot of acrylics, but I like to sometimes paint on furniture or different things I just find outside. Like for the art show, I did a lot of planks, the wooden structures that they use in stores to stack sodas and different items on when they take them to stores. I found one outside and I just said, let me try to see if I can create something out of this. And that's what I did with the planking. So I'm kind of like into that with the wood and the different things like that. So I'm enjoying that right now.
Well, like they say, some people's trash is other people's treasure.
One man's trash is
One
another
man's
man's
treasure.
treasure.
Exactly. Or in this case, woman. So what about you, Manaya?
So I'm a visual artist, and most of my art, is inspired by where we live and in the neighborhood. Because you know how they say a lot of things from a neighborhood, they think it's just drama or negativity. And I always look at things in a higher light. So me, I'm more of I could see something and imitate it and make it mine, or I could create my own thing. Like for my birthday, my 18th birthday, I had created a tattoo for myself, and somebody had tatted it with my brand name and logo.
So what medium do you use, Manaya?
I use canvas, mixed media paper, markers, ink pens, pencils, acrylic paint, Mod Podge, resin. I use a lot of different.
So the last question, though, I mean, because I'm really curious, the interest in art, where did that come from? Nikisha, was that always there with you, and how did it manifest itself in Manaya?
Well, just when we lived in 10th Place and Trenton Place, we lived in low income housing, and at that time it was a lot of violence going on. So my objective was just to have everything that a child can imagine indoors so we could avoid some of the things that were going on outside. So I made that our little world. We did a lot of arts and crafts and different little things around the house where we just enjoyed a lot of coloring, painting, making things out of paper, anything that I could do to, distract them from the things that we were living around at the time. And I enjoyed doing art. I started off younger with dance, and then I started doodling around with color pencils and markers and paper. And I just love colors. I love shape. I love design. So I just used that to grab their attention. And we would just have so much fun at home, all of us together, coloring, drawing, putting things up on the wall, just anything that we could do to keep the day sunny and happy. And color, I think, always brings out joy in people.
And with that, Manaya, what's your aspiration? I mean, what do you've now discovered art, you create artistic pieces. Where do you hope that art will take you?
So now I've been looking into a lot of structures around the city and stuff like that. And I've been thinking, people don't really build houses much, and people don't really look into land and investing and stuff like that. But, I'm an artist. So now I can look into stuff, and I got the credit, the advancement to create what I want to, whether it be paper, whether it's 3-dimensional. And I've been looking into a lot of structures. So architecture is really something that's caught my attention lately.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
I've just stuck on this thing with building my own house, like half house and half clubhouse. So with me being an artist, I feel like I could take it to wherever I really, really want to with that, whether it's paper and, like I said, 3-dimensional or even just space or buildings. It could go wherever I want it to.
All right. Well, we're going to watch as it happens. We've got some fans out here. Of course, your biggest fan, Wanda Lockridge, is just praising you all and talking about how proud she is of you, Manaya. And
she came to the show last night.
Wonderful. And so that's the question. Where can people see your art?
On my Instagram page at underratedxxart on Instagram.
Okay, and when is the exhibit? Well, can you repeat that one more time? Your Instagram page, what's it called? What's
At Underrated XX
Underrated?
Art.
Underrated XX Art?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Okay, and the exhibit, how long will that be up and where is it?
The exhibit is up until from today until tomorrow. Today it starts at 4 o'clock to 8:30, and then tomorrow is 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at 2228 Martin Luther King Avenue in the Maple View Flats apartment complex at the bottom.
Wonderful.
2 doors before the Starbucks.
Okay, let's give that address one more time.
2228 Martin Luther King Avenue.
Wonderful. Okay. I am really, I'm like Miss Lockridge and so many others that are, giving you hearts and praises in the comment section. Everybody's so proud of you. Proud of you, Anaya, and I'm proud, of course, of you too, Mom, Nikisha, for giving us an example of what we can do when sort of, things that we have no control over can consume our lives, and how we can bring the sunshine in, and art is a wonderful way of doing that. I'm glad you used that as an example, not only as an example, but you being the artist yourself. So all I can say is praises to both of you all. And thank you for sharing your story with us. And we look forward to watching you really grow and blossom in this venue and in the city. We want to hear more from you.
I look forward to showing y'all so much more stuff, because I like the scene that I'm coming into, because now I get to see more of it. I'm more comfortable with it now, because I see the reaction from other people that I wouldn't normally get just in one space. So I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to show y'all a lot more than what I have at the exhibit.
We're looking at your Instagram page right now. Sherry is like, wow, I like this.
Thank you.
So it's great. And Nikisha, yeah, keep doing that furniture. That's what we want to see too. Because those are nice pieces to add, in our homes as we begin to sort of, do our own thing, learn how to express ourselves, not only on walls, but on our furniture. So, keep doing it.
Thank you. I will.
All righty. You all have a wonderful holiday. Thanks for joining us. And we hope to have you all back again soon as you maybe have a new exhibit coming up sometime soon, and then we can share it with our viewers. All right.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Good to see you. All grown up. I tell you, I've known Manaya for a long time, probably since she was, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years old. So, that's something that we really do enjoy when we see, I get excited about that. Our kids grow up and, okay, let's go. Because, our next guest might have me doing the same thing, because Hamani Wilson does a rites of passage program called Manhood Training. So we're going to watch a quick video, and then we're going to come back with Hamani in a few seconds.
I keep God first in my life.
I keep God first in my life.
I study to know myself.
I study to know myself.
I think myself analytically and critically.
I think for myself analytically and critically.
I always see the pathway of knowledge and wisdom.
I always see the pathway of knowledge and wisdom.
I respect everyone, especially my parents, family, and community.
I respect everyone, especially my parents, family, and community.
I respect and protect women and children locally and globally.
I respect and protect women and children locally and globally.
I study and embrace my African heritage, history, and culture.
I study and embrace my African heritage, history, and culture.
I reconnect with my ancestral homeland.
I reconnect with my ancestral homeland.
I am a guardian of truth, righteousness, harmony, and balance.
I'm a guardian of truth, righteousness, harmony, and balance.
Reciprocity, justice, and order.
Reciprocity, justice, and order.
I practice discipline, bravery, and humility in my deeds.
I practice discipline, bravery, and humility in my deeds.
I am consciously aware of my future responsibilities as a man.
I am consciously aware of my future responsibilities as a man.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Welcome, Hamani, to
Thank you.
Women TV. That is very powerful. And now I was listening to the words, and it made me think about the Million Man March pledge. Is that what that is?
It's not the pledge, I guess verbatim, but that pledge was actually written by a mentor of mine who passed away about 2 years ago. His name was Nsilo Ure. And he was also the director of Manhood Training. prior to my becoming the director of the process. So yeah, a lot of that language, I'm sure, has been assimilated from similar pledges that were done in the manhood training.
Yeah, and I think it's fantastic that you're, incorporating that, because words are so powerful. And if nothing else, you're teaching them the power of words and their commitment to those words. Tell me, how did you come up with this program?
Well, can I first say that I'm just so excited to be here. I'm very familiar with the legacy of the Informer to the real DC, to the old DC, to Chocolate City. So I'm just excited to be here. And then even more, I didn't know you were a Hampton pirate just like me. So that even more made me excited to be here also.
Well, I don't want to misrepresent or disappoint you. I did 2 years at Hampton and then left and went to Howard.
Oh.
but I'm sorry, my heart is still by the sea. I will remember. I mean, that's where it all started. You never forget your roots, right? So.
All right. I set myself up for that one now.
Don't throw me out. Don't throw me out.
It's
I
all
I
good.
still
It's all
claim
good.
Hampton.
But rites of passage in itself is a process that's been going on for thousands of years in African tradition. If you watch the beginning of Roots, they usually go through that process first. That's a rites process. But this process, in terms of in America, actually began in the 1980s at Union Temple Baptist Church. And it was the first of its kind in the country, I believe. So as far as my involvement in terms of being a director, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. This was recently after the Trayvon Martin assassination. And we were just feeling very dejected and very just defeated by the verdict. And so we really were just trying to think of what are some things that we could do. Not to say that mentoring is an answer to systemic violence or state-sanctioned violence. But I felt though as though we only had really one or two responses, and I think that's to create our own institutions so that we can decrease our dependence on institutions that aren't meant for us. And then to also be able to hold the current institutions accountable to what they say they promise to us. And so manhood training is able to kind of accomplish both of those things as it's an institution. And then we also are training the young men that we have to be able to feel empowered so that they know that they can challenge the status quo or challenge the institutions that exist to be able to hold them accountable to what they're supposed to be doing.
Can you tell us how many, one, what are the ages, and two, how many young boys and men have you touched with the program?
So right now, the ages are from about 12 to 16. But I do want to caveat that by saying we go through 2-year cycles.
Okay.
It's very much a qualitative process. So we have open enrollment time periods, and that's when we do our selection and interviewing and things like that. And so over the years, there's definitely been hundreds of individuals, I would say, who've gone through the process. But right now, since I have assumed leadership, it's been its own nonprofit organization aside from the church and historical ministry. And right now we have about 14 young men. And the last cycle we just completed in 2019, we were able to successfully take 6 young men across the water to Ghana, West Africa.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That is so amazing. You, the Lockridge Foundation. I mean, all of these things that are happening over here in Southeast, the stories that we never hear, of course, unless we try to get them into the Washington Informer, got to say that. But, the point is still the perception is really bad, right? And I'm sure you are dealing with boys just like Manaya and her mom, who recognized they came up in a community where there was a lot of violence going on around them. And how do you protect those? And especially for boys. I mean, talk about, one, what are the qualifications to be a part of the program? And, how some of maybe a story that you could tell where you really, you have one young man that was a true challenge that you were able to work with. Maybe they all are, but,
I would say,
Go ahead.
so we meet with them on Saturdays, and They definitely could be thinking of a million other things they'd rather be doing on a Saturday, number one. So they all have some level of challenge, and like, you're already up fighting an uphill battle in terms of having to understand that they'd rather be at home playing video games, if you will, than to be sitting here. But I think the challenge for us has been in calling it manhood training. That's exactly what it is. Like we're teaching them, we're training them instead of just talking to them or talking at them. So we take them into the community, we show them things. And so that helps them to stay grounded and to get a level of experience and exposure that they otherwise would not get in school. So we really hang our hat on that. And right now, we just finished up a month on food equity, for example. So we are teaching them what food equity is, how it affects them. They may have family members who have non-communicable diseases such as high blood pressure or diabetes. And it's just like, we're teaching them that it's not just that your relatives like to eat. All Americans like to eat, that's what we do. But in your neighborhood, your access to organic, fresh food options are limited. And you're exposed to these things. So not just telling them that, but showing them by taking them to places like the Fresh Food Factory or other places around the community who have people who look like them, who are entrepreneurs, who are doing this work, and also fighting these systemic injustices.
And what are the qualifications to have for a young man to get, or a boy to get to participate in the program?
So we have young men from all over the DMV. For right now, it's typically just the understanding that the process does require a level of commitment. Definitely need time. It's a qualitative process. I say like 2-year cycles. So we take them through interviews. They have to submit an application. And then we look for a level of parent involvement also. Sometimes you deal with, you asked about challenging young men, but sometimes parents can be challenging as well. They have to understand that,
Right.
not just you dropping off your child and saying, okay, see you later, and you're not involved or you're not hands-on with the process. This is a collective community effort. Coming up on Kwanzaa, we teach about collective work and responsibility, right? And how all of us have a part to play in the lives of these young men that we're training and to be our leaders of the future.
Do you have a favorite success story? I know that everyone that comes in, that goes through that 2-year experience and then succeeds to finish is a success story. But is there a favorite story you like to share?
Success comes in many forms. We define it in so many different ways. I have several. I won't name all of them, but I'll go briefly and just say that every time we have a young man come back and to be able to demonstrate what we've been instructing, right? So they may come back and donate money to the program, or they may come back and participate themselves. We have several Babas, which is what we call our mentors, which is Swahili for the word for father. Several of our Babas are former candidates or former initiates into the manhood training process. So that in itself is a success story. But I would also go outside the box a little bit and just talk about how most of the Babas themselves are fully committed to this process, many of whom have new families of their own, infants, newborns. This is a volunteer organization. We're not getting paid to do any of this. And we spend all of these hours and manpower and energy and effort to doing this on the margins of the time that we have, outside of our daily lives. So I view that as a significant and huge success story. And the fact that continues. To be on here with you all, because you all see value in what we're doing. So I view that as a success story also.
No question. And so you said you are all volunteers. Do you need volunteers? And then you say none of you all get paid. How is the program funded?
So yes, we are always looking to connect with people, to allow people to volunteer. This is a grassroots effort, grassroots fundraising. We raised over $50,000 during the last cycle to be able to complete the trip over to Ghana, West Africa. Right now, we're in the midst of a holiday season giving campaign. So this is we launched it on Giving Tuesday. And one of the primary ways you can donate is to go to our GoFundMe link. I believe it's being linked here, but we also have a Cash App and a PayPal. So yes, we are accepting volunteers. We are accepting investments. I like to call it investments instead of donations, because that's what it is. You're investing in our future as a community. You're investing in these young men. And I think that the principle of unity, you see that come full circle. So it's like investing in yourself while also investing in this program.
Wanda Lockridge asked, do you have to be a member of Union Temple?
No,
okay.
we don't. Actually, only about a third of our young men this cycle are members of Union Temple. I would just caveat it by saying that it's important to keep your eyes peeled to our social medias and things like that, to be aware of when we announce our recruitment cycles, because we're not always recruiting throughout the year, throughout the 2-year cycles. The young men come in as a class and they go out together as a class. So it's very difficult to, integrate people in the middle of a class and things like that.
Well, Jerron Ayers, I think that's who I saw was had come through the program, and he's giving you all a shout out. And I'm sure there are lots of parents who are really celebrating the support that you're giving them and raising these boys in the District of Columbia. And I say DC, do you have to be a DC resident as well?
Do not have to be a DC resident. We've had young men from Virginia. We've had young men from Maryland. Pretty much to the DMV, because we meet regularly. So I would imagine one wouldn't travel too far to be able to participate. But it being local, and we know the struggles that our community is facing right now, particularly with the violence, as you mentioned before. So we definitely, an aspect of what we do is instilling a level of mental resilience, a level of allowing these young men to feel, to have emotions, to give them a space and a platform to do that, which they typically don't have. Many of you may know that suicide is among the leading causes of death for young men from ages 18 to 25. Mm-hmm. And then we all are more familiar with a lot of the gun violence and things like that. I think all of these symptoms, all of these things are symptoms of not being able to express and not being able to feel and deal with those things.
So I know you said the age group is 12 to 16. Are you all, doing any are there any other programs that you all have created, or are you planning to expand that age group to younger children as well? Or is there something magic about 12 to 16 that makes it best to work with that group?
I think there is something a little magic about that age. I think there's a curiosity that you have when you're younger, that there's something that happens right in that age range where when we first get some of our candidates who are on the younger end of the spectrum, they can tell you 10 million things they want to be when they, grow older. They want to be a business owner, NBA, president of the United States, astronaut, everything, all in one lifetime. And then there's like a few months or a few years later, they lose that feeling of limitlessness, or that feeling of just being exposed and able to tackle whatever they set their mind to. And I think that it's because of learning about some of these things in their communities where, they may have friends who are being lost to gun violence, or they're starting to run into some of the institutional issues or discriminations in their own school system, for example. So there is something magical about that age, but we do have community-wide events, usually on a quarterly basis or so. 2 years ago, before the pandemic, we did a healthy masculinity forum where we brought young men, and this is beyond those who are in the process, but just open to all ages, anyone who wants to come. And we specifically talked about what masculinity is, what healthy masculinity should look like, and to try to disambiguate and let them express themselves. Mm-hmm. As I said, that's one of the main things, is they don't really have an avenue. Us adults don't listen to them a lot of times. And so you'd be surprised how much they're willing to talk if there's an audience willing to listen to them. So creating those types of spaces is definitely something that we like to do. It's just that, in this new climate of pandemic and things like that.
Yeah.
Be
You're right.
creative about the ways that we do these things. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. I think that we'll be able to expand into different age groups going forward. If we continue to build and people continue to learn about what we do, I'm very confident that we'll be able to expand in that way.
Well, Monty, I'm so excited and happy that you have come up with this program and that, I mean, not come up with the program, but that you're, or maybe you did come up with it, but at any rate, that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it because it's greatly needed. And anything we can do to save our children and save our boys, I'm telling you, you know, it's so greatly needed. And you're right. I mean, as we come up on the Martin Luther King holiday, you know, the man that most kids these days know nothing about and always talk about, all they know is that that man that had the dream that got killed. You know, you're right. That 12 to 16-year-old, we got to do something not to make sure that we don't reinforce that we don't kill the dream. So perfect for you. Fantastic. If you're out there, Anika, thank you for sharing him with us. We know you're over there with Union Temple as well. Some great programs come out of Union Temple Baptist Church. Always have, and I'm assuming that they will always come out of Union Temple. And so I want to thank everybody who's been given some great feedback and wish you the best. Do you all have anything special planned for the holiday?
We're definitely in the midst of our Kwanzaa recognition and theme right now. I would say that, like I said before, we try to show them things and expose them to many opportunities. So we're planning to show the young men expose them to as many Black business owners as much as possible, and the principle of Ujamaa, cooperative economics. So be able to expose them and to let them see people who look like them, who own small businesses and are able to feed back into their community. So if anybody that has a small business and would be willing to having us come visit, or be willing to allow us to highlight their business and integrate with our efforts, that'd be wonderful. Definitely, please, we're making great progress during our giving season fundraising on GoFundMe. Donate to that link or any of our donation methods. And then also come check out our website. Come check out our longer video just to get more details about what we do. We definitely would be open to people who come in to volunteer and help out with the process. And if you can't do either of those things, I would say at the minimum, just share what we do. Follow us, repost what we do, send it to someone. As I said, this is an investment in us. This is not an investment in just them over there. This is an investment in the entire community, the global community.
So let me just volunteer first of all. We have a small shop right here on Martin Luther King Avenue, and I have this fantastic tour I give to young people. They walk in the office, I tell them to just stand in place and turn around in a circle. And I say, now that we have completed our tour, let me tell you what we do here, and talk to them about, newspapers, publishing, journalism, photography, all of that. So put us on your calendar as a place to visit.
Absolutely.
12 is going to be tight, but we'll figure out how to make that work. And, we certainly would love to share with those, with your mentees, I guess, and wish you the best. So have a happy holiday, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you as well. And we will take you up.
All right. Yep. Give me a call. You know how to reach us. All right. Thank you. So this has been, shall we say, a Southeast show. This is a South Side show today. And gosh, that's what we have to do. We have to share what the positive things are that are going on in our communities. It's not all crime and drugs and shooting and all that. I mean, we get more than our share of all that. But in the midst of it all, there are flowers that are just being planted and growing. And we appreciate all of the guests that shared that with all of us today. So keep watching WIN TV. This is what we do. If you have some thoughts about some folks that you would love to have us to interview, Our show is open to you because this is a community broadcast. And again, if like my daddy used to always say, if it is to be, it's up to me, and no one can save us for us but us. And we do that right here at WIN TV. We want you all to have a wonderful, well, I'm saying wonderful holiday, but we'll be back actually next week. On the 18th, we're going to be doing some sort of the best of the year shows. So you're going to see some repeat programs, but we certainly do look forward to having you join us. And are we going to go to the media prints? Yes, we are. So continue watching for the media prints, what's going on in DC with WI Bridge TV. This is Denise Rollard Barnes. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Ricardo Durham II, I know your dad, and everybody else that's been watching. Keep watching. Thank you so much and have a great weekend. Be safe. Be safe.
Happy Friday, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. It's time to dive into all things DMV. Let's talk hacking in Maryland, Maya takes over Christmas, and a new bill passed by DC Council. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to What's Going On, DC. Did y'all catch DMV's own Maya on Lifetime? Where her movie, My Favorite Christmas Melody, premiered this week. Take a look and look out for the encore.
Ready? Let's show her a bit of what we got. Really, I'm quite impressed by you, actually.
I personally think we make a great duo.
Rainbow Sunfranks and Maya sing their way into My Favorite Christmas Melody. Premieres Sunday at 8. Part of It's a Wonderful Lifetime.
Wale takes over halftime and gets a gold record. Take a look.
Lie, you gon' love me. I was getting robbed way before I got the money. Honey, since I've been a star, they don't love me. The ceiling got stars when the star got no ceiling.
Cold outside.
Poke it out, stick it out, poke it out.
One of my favorite performers of all time.
Oh, man.
You gotta understand, like, I'm talking about stage presence.
Ari Lennox shares her thoughts after her recent wrongful arrest in Amsterdam. So this week, the Maryland Department of Health experienced a cyber attack. The attack forced the agency to take its website offline and has halted the department's reporting of Maryland's COVID-19 statistics for 2 days, including new cases, deaths, and hospitalizations from the virus. Sheesh. Congratulations to VA Zone Masego on his 2 Grammy nominations. Hey, Virginia, we on the map. Remember to catch me live every morning in Virginia on 101.3 Jams. Shameless plug. While we're in Virginia, does Pharrell have a new song inspo on his mind? Check him out as he vibes with Kanye and tell us what you think.
Não se lembra mais de mim se não te deixasse eu falar tudo que você podia ser.
Made in the DMV releases its best DMV artist of 2021. Take a look. While on the subject, Fat Trail tells us his journey with DC and the battle of staying or going.
Absolutely, I've been wanting to leave DC. I've been wanting to leave DC. I love DC to death though, and I'm really addicted to this joint. Like, but I know, like, business-wise, I know I should have been left DC. It's up to parole and probation and these POs and these judges.
Yeah. Do you feel like being a rapper is the most dangerous job? Is it more dangerous to being a street guy at this point because you're a target?
I feel like they neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they neck and neck. You know, I mean, you know, we coming into these cities, right? And we coming to do these shows. And if you're a regular human being, you know, man, damn, man, he about to walk out with a bag. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, you stay iced up. I know you're going to have that show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, man, you always drinking lean and smoking weed. If you got off the plane, man, I know you're going to need some drink. You're going to need some weed. You know what I'm saying? They probably be like, oh, Trail coming. I know he's looking for some. You know what I'm saying? So when niggas come to these cities, man, niggas is on high alert, and it's robbers and jackets everywhere, all around the world. And shit, I'd have been in spots where the promoters was with it, the security was with it, the club owners was with it. So it's a real big risk being an artist, man. That's why you gotta be on point and you gotta make sure everything is militant.
DMV's own Corday and Lil Wayne. Oh, y'all thought we was gonna let you hear the song? No copyrights over here, okay? DC Council will pass a new bill later this month that will give residents the chance to get a digital driver's license or identification card. I think it's a smart idea. So if I leave the house and I leave my wallet, I'm covered on my phone. DC's own Dave Chappelle makes it home, and he gets to go to his alma mater, Duke Ellington. Take a look. An update from DC Health. Families can now make appointments for at-home vaccinations for children 5 to 11 years old. And all people 5 and older are also able to get vaccinated too and boosted up. A DMV, there's a new Black-owned boutique that just came to DC, and it offers 3 things, all in one: retail, barbering, and coffee. Go check it out now. It's called Manifest. Let's end it off with a video Taraji posted on her Instagram that shows the power of collaboration, leadership, and success, which is what we need right now in these crazy times we see in DC. Well, that's it, folks. Until next week, we are headed out. For all this and more, head over to wibridgedc.com to read up on all the Bridge greatness. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on Instagram and hit those hashtags WIBridge, TMP Style, and WGODC. Also, if you're a business, brand, artist, curator, or all things in between, and you want promotional advertising on what's going on in DC, email me now at themediaprincelv@gmail.com and let's get you seen. I mean, we are now over 20,000 views. Hey, so come get seen, heard, and purchased by our viewers. All right, now, see y'all next week.